It's unfortunate that some people derive pleasure from witnessing your struggles or even contribute to your hardships, or worse. This sadistic and envious behavior is, unfortunately, common and can significantly impede your personal development in various life settings, whether at work, among friends, or within the family. Therefore, learning to conceal your vulnerabilities could become your greatest strength. Imagine yourself as a tree in a storm. The leaves may flutter, and the branches may sway, but the trunk remains steadfast, deeply anchored in the earth. This is the image of quiet resilience we aim to cultivate. We'll explore how you can become even more resilient by appearing unaffected by external or internal issues. Each challenge teaches you to be like the tree, acknowledging the storm but choosing not to be drenched by the rain or toppled by the wind. You'll learn to control your destiny, standing firm, strong, and serene amidst chaos. In this video, we'll delve into 18 Stoic principles by Epictetus, a renowned philosopher you might be familiar with. Additionally, I encourage you to engage in self-reflection, where strength emerges not from the loudness of thunder but from the quiet light that guides your path. So, for the next few minutes, focus on the content rather than the daily distractions. Let's begin. Principle 1. Listen twice as much as you speak. Have you ever pondered why nature gave us 2 ears but only 1 mouth? According to Epictetus, this is not a mistake or coincidence but a deliberate design to prevent us from being overly enamored with our own voice and to appreciate the voices of others. It is through learning from others that we advance in life, rather than endlessly repeating what we already know. Therefore, starting today, pay closer attention to what those around you are saying and less to your own defenses. This principle underscores the significance of active listening and learning from others. Often, we become so engrossed in our own viewpoints and ideas that we miss the chance to enrich our understanding with the insights and experiences of others. By listening more than we speak, we create space to understand diverse perspectives, gain fresh insights, and fortify our relationships. This practice fosters personal and intellectual growth, making us wiser and more connected to the world. Principle 2. Anticipate the worst. A primary source of anxiety and its detrimental effects is the anticipation of adverse future events. We dread our children dropping out of school, losing our jobs, our partner confessing an affair and seeking a divorce, or other negative outcomes like bankruptcy. The issue is that one day we fear one scenario, and the next day another, and so on. Life's journey, while filled with joy and happiness, also holds inevitable challenges. Here, Epictetus's philosophy becomes pertinent, offering a radical yet effective approach. He suggests we mentally prepare for all our fears as if they have already occurred. What could be worse? This mindset helps our spirit develop strategies to move forward with resolve. This principle urges us to prepare mentally for life's challenges rather than living in constant fear of the unknown. We are encouraged to consider the worst-case scenario as a real possibility and contemplate how we would cope. This approach builds resilience and coping mechanisms, reducing anxiety about the future's uncertainty. By confronting our fears directly, we become better equipped to handle adversity when it arises and move forward with confidence. Principle 3. Embrace failure as the path to success. Often, we go to great lengths to avoid appearing foolish, but Epictetus offers a different viewpoint. According to his philosophy, being seen as a fool can be one of the best things that can happen. This is the true path to personal and professional development. The Stoic philosopher reminds us that overcoming obstacles is not an instant feat, but the culmination of a long process of trial and error. It is through mistakes that we refine our path to excellence. This principle invites us to see failure as integral to learning and growth. Instead of fearing to look foolish, we should recognize that errors are inevitable and essential for progress. It is through challenges and setbacks that we build resilience, gain experience, and sharpen our skills. By accepting failure as an opportunity for improvement, we become more willing to take risks and face challenges. This mindset propels us towards our goals with determination and continuous improvement. Principle 4. Recognize the perils of wealth. The riches we covet come with a stigma that few can escape. It's not just about new acquaintances pretending to be friends to exploit our wealth. Money has the power to change people, not always positively. When we acquire this sought-after resource, we find we have something we didn't have before. At this juncture, our moral compass can be compromised by avarice. This principle cautions us about the perils linked to the unchecked quest for wealth and the hoarding of material possessions. It points out that beyond the apparent traps, such as those who might exploit us for financial gain, wealth itself can alter our outlook and principles. Money, when not handled wisely, can erode our ethical standards and alienate us from what truly holds value in life. Consequently, we are prompted to strike a harmonious balance between the pursuit of financial success and the preservation of our moral and ethical integrity. Principle 5. Refrain from pinning all your hopes on a single aspiration. Human nature gravitates towards diversity, indicating there's no need to focus all our hopes on a singular objective. Concentrating all your efforts on one goal can be perilous and potentially catastrophic if it doesn't come to fruition. Thus, Epictetus advises us to nurture multiple dreams and ambitions. By spreading our goals, we not only reduce the risk of disappointment but also amplify the opportunities for fulfillment and achievement. Epictetus's teaching emphasizes the significance of a balanced approach to our dreams and aspirations. By not rigidly fixating on a single hope or goal, we open ourselves up to explore various avenues and possibilities. This not only enhances the likelihood of success across multiple areas, but also sustains a more stable emotional state, as failure in one area doesn't signify the collapse of all our aspirations. This principle motivates us to be adaptable, open to new opportunities, and resilient in the face of setbacks. Principle 6. Bear in mind that death is the inescapable end for all. This reflection is not an endorsement of pessimism, but a reminder to acknowledge that death is the conclusion of all our actions and endeavors. With this awareness, we start to question the true worth of devoting precious years to accumulating material possessions, such as a house, which, while valuable, won't accompany us beyond death. Just as we carry daily essentials like a phone, cards, and a toothbrush, it would be beneficial to keep a small notebook with Stoic principles close at hand. With these principles, we begin to view setbacks not as misfortunes, but as integral parts of life. We no longer perceive existence as an endless stretch of time, but gain a more realistic view of our lifespan, prompting us to use our time more efficiently and purposefully. This Stoic principle invites us to contemplate the transient nature of life and to use this awareness as a guide to live with intention and depth. By remembering that death is a shared fate, we are encouraged to assess what truly matters and dedicate our time and energy to actions and relationships that enrich our lives. This helps us live the present more fully and make choices that reflect our core values, rather than getting caught up in superficial or material pursuits. Principle 7. Authentic wealth resides in a contented spirit. Through his Stoic philosophy, Epictetus presents us with a unique perspective on happiness, encapsulated in one of his renowned quotes: "A wise man is one who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This insight goes beyond mere thought. It serves as a guide to cease our relentless pursuit of riches we have yet to acquire. As we indulge in complaints and lamentations for what we lack, we squander precious moments of joy that could be spent in gratitude for our accomplishments, which are often more than we are conditioned to appreciate. Therefore, a truly wealthy individual is one who is in a state of genuine happiness. This principle instructs us to redefine our notion of wealth. Instead of equating it with material possessions and external achievements, Epictetus urges us to find it in the satisfaction and gratitude for what we already have. This perspective aids us in fostering a sense of contentment and appreciation for the present, regardless of external circumstances. By adopting this mindset, we not only discover inner peace, but also develop a more positive and thankful attitude towards life. Principle 8. Embrace humility as a vital aspect of your life. To genuinely learn, one must be willing to reevaluate what they think they already know. With this maxim, Epictetus encourages us to cultivate humility, particularly in the context of learning. Navigating life with the pride of our knowledge distances us further from true understanding, which stems from acknowledging our ignorance about what we wish to learn. Thus, we should approach each new experience with the curiosity and wonder of a child, who has as much capacity to marvel as a desire to learn. This principle highlights the importance of humility in the learning process. Recognizing our limitations and that there is always something new to discover is crucial for continuous growth. Humility is not just a virtue but a potent tool that keeps our minds open and receptive to fresh ideas, viewpoints, and knowledge. By approaching life as perpetual learners, we maintain our ability to marvel at and absorb the world around us in a rich and profound manner. Principle 9. Regard guilt as a curse. Those with a narrow perspective tend to blame others. Average individuals blame themselves, but the truly wise understand that assigning blame is a futile endeavor. Inspired by Epictetus's teachings, contemporary therapists have started to treat guilt as a feeling to be expelled from our lives. The secret to overcoming guilt is to refuse to engage in its game. The difficulty arises from the fact that blaming others or ourselves is an easy way out, as it absolves us from the duty of rectifying our errors. Therefore, succumbing to guilt is a tempting snare. Only those with unwavering resolve to better themselves can evade the guilt trap and, simultaneously, take accountability for their actions. This principle instructs us on the significance of rising above guilt, whether it's directed at ourselves or others. Guilt frequently acts as an obstacle, hindering us from learning from our mistakes and progressing. Instead of dwelling on who is to blame, wisdom is found in acknowledging our errors, learning from them, and taking steps to amend them. This demands considerable emotional maturity and a readiness to evolve rather than being trapped in cycles of guilt and self-recrimination. Recognizing our shortcomings without wallowing in guilt enables us to advance in a healthier and more constructive manner. Principle 10. Cultivate relationships with successful individuals. It's fascinating to note how we instinctively distance ourselves from someone who sneezes nearby, fearing illness, yet we often overlook a more perilous contagion, that of negativity and despondency. Epictetus offered sage advice on this matter. We should surround ourselves with individuals who inspire us to excel, as our chosen company profoundly influences our mood and outlook. There are those who sap our energy and dampen our spirits, while others infuse us with enthusiasm and joy. Consequently, one of the most judicious decisions we can make is to align ourselves with those who radiate positivity, steering clear of those who have the capacity to make us rue our very existence. This principle underscores the importance of our environment and the company we choose to keep. Just as we safeguard our physical health, it's imperative to protect our mental and emotional well-being from the detrimental effects of toxic relationships. By opting to be around people who motivate us, share our values, and spur us to grow, we not only enhance our quality of life but also empower ourselves to achieve our utmost potential. It's a potent reminder that we are, to a significant extent, a reflection of the company we keep. If you're finding value in this, don't pass up the chance to buy the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges. Unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Principle 11. Bear in mind that your reactions chart your destiny. We must not take our responses to situations lightly, for they are instrumental in determining our success or failure. Epictetus made this clear. He taught that while we cannot control the events that befall us, we have complete autonomy over how we handle them. Adversity may strike anyone, but it is our attitude towards it that will shape the path forward. For some, a divorce might herald a period of despair and self-pity. For Epictetus, however, it represents a golden opportunity to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Remember that your life is not defined by what happens to you, but by what you do with those experiences. This principle accentuates the power of attitude and perception in molding our lives. Circumstances may be beyond our control and even adverse, but our response to them is where our true strength lies. By adopting a positive and proactive stance in the face of challenges, we turn obstacles into stepping stones for growth. This teaching urges us not to be passive observers of our lives, but active participants who use every experience, favorable or not, as a catalyst for deeper self-awareness and a richer understanding of the world. Principle 12. Consistently fulfill your duties. Every individual has a distinct role in society and the world. Just as the sun does not require accolades or ceremonies to rise each morning, it simply does, fulfilling its natural role. Similarly, each element of nature performs its function, and we, as part of it, should do the same. To await recognition or acclaim before performing our tasks is to fail both the community we are part of and ourselves. Recognizing our mission and understanding that others rely on our contribution, we have a moral obligation to act without needing external encouragement or reminders. This principle encourages us to recognize and appreciate our individual and collective significance in the broader scheme of things. Realizing that each of our actions, no matter how small, contributes to the functioning of the whole, gives us a sense of purpose and direction. It is not the quest for external validation that should drive our actions, but the understanding that fulfilling our duties is vital for the collective welfare and harmony of society. By acting with this sense of duty, we contribute to a more balanced and equitable world. Principle 13. Refrain from harboring animosity towards those who are hostile to you. Instead, opt to disregard them. Your greatness and moral ascendancy are beyond the reach of those who criticize, mock, and discriminate against you. Therefore, do not squander your precious time nurturing ill feelings for these individuals, as they do not merit a single moment of your attention. We are urged not to fear those who wish us harm, as their actions are in vain against us. By disregarding them, you become impervious to their negativity. This principle imparts a crucial lesson on handling negativity and hostility. When faced with aggression or scorn, it's natural to respond in kind. Yet, by doing so, we allow these individuals to influence our emotions and actions. By opting to ignore those who treat us poorly, we not only safeguard our inner peace, but also exhibit considerable emotional strength and maturity. This strategy is not about passivity, but about deliberately choosing not to let others' negativity disrupt our serenity and well-being. Principle 14. Embrace the path of self-reflection and reevaluate our life choices, holding simplicity as an ideal to cherish. In a time of excessive consumerism and the relentless pursuit of luxury and extravagance, this teaching shines as a beacon of wisdom, guiding us toward a more balanced and authentic life. Choosing simplicity is not about forsaking comfort or a high quality of life. It's about redefining our priorities. When we engage in the race to accumulate material possessions, we often lose ourselves in an endless cycle of wealth maintenance, demanding not only financial resources but also substantial emotional and physical investment. This cycle can lead to a perpetual state of worry about payments, debts, and the need to sustain a lifestyle that is often more a response to societal expectations than a true reflection of our desires and values. Conversely, embracing a simpler lifestyle opens the door to a more peaceful existence centered on what truly matters. Simplicity allows us to slow down, reduce stress and anxiety associated with managing wealth and financial commitments. This doesn't mean living without comfort, but finding a balance where comfort doesn't become a source of stress or a barrier to more authentic and fulfilling experiences. Furthermore, simplicity offers the chance for deeper and more meaningful connections with the world around us. By freeing ourselves from the burden of possessions, we gain agility and the freedom to invest our time and energy in relationships, personal experiences, and nurturing our interests and passions. Ultimately, simplicity provides the opportunity to live in accordance with our own values rather than conforming to societal pressures and expectations. This principle teaches us that by valuing simplicity, we are not just making a stylistic choice but are moving toward a richer, more balanced, and genuinely fulfilling life in aspects that truly matter: human connections, personal experiences, and the satisfaction of living a life that is truly ours. Principle 15 invites us to deeply reflect on the power of self-discipline and the significance of emotional resilience in our daily lives. This lesson, steeped in ancient wisdom, resonates with modern realities, where we frequently encounter words and actions that can disrupt our emotional equilibrium. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, teaches us that within us are several metaphorical keys that govern our emotional responses. Some of these keys unlock doors to serenity and joy, while others lead us down paths of emotional turmoil. When we allow ourselves to be irritated or disturbed by the actions and words of others, we are essentially handing one of these critical keys over to someone else. In doing so, we give them indirect control over our emotional state and, by extension, the quality of our life. True strength, as suggested by this principle, resides in the ability to build and maintain a wall of emotional resilience. This wall is not a barrier to connection or empathy, but a defense against the negative and unconstructive influence of others. By developing this resilience, we gain the ability to filter what we absorb from the external world, deliberately choosing what affects us and what we let pass. This philosophy does not advocate indifference to others but rather control over one's own emotional reaction. Recognizing that we cannot control the actions or words of other people, but only our response to them, we clear the path for greater emotional freedom. This freedom is essential for maintaining peace of mind and focusing on what is essential for our personal growth and happiness. Practicing this approach leads us to emotional maturity, where we understand that although we cannot prevent the waves of others' behavior from reaching us, we have the choice of how we will surf them. By adopting a stance of resilience and self-discipline, we preserve our inner calm and stay focused on our personal journey, cultivating an environment of well-being and contentment that is, after all, the foundation for a fulfilled and complete life. Principle 16 underscores the primacy of friendship over material wealth, highlighting a profound and timeless truth. This teaching extends beyond mere appreciation of human bonds. It delves into the essence of what it means to be truly rich in emotional and spiritual terms. In a world increasingly dominated by materialism, where success is often measured by tangible possessions and visible achievements, this principle reminds us that true wealth is found in human connections. Loyal friends, who stand by us through life's ups and downs, are like lighthouses in the dark. They offer not just support and understanding but also help us view situations from different angles, enriching our lives with diverse thoughts and experiences. Nurturing these friendships is an investment that yields immeasurable returns. Unlike material goods, which can depreciate or disappear, the value of a genuine and sincere friendship only deepens over time. These relationships, built on trust, mutual respect, and affection, provide a kind of support that cannot be quantified. Moreover, investing in friendships means cultivating a garden of experiences and memories that become part of our identity. In moments of solitude or sadness, it's often these memories that bring us solace and joy, and in times of happiness and celebration, it's these friends who amplify our joy. This principle teaches us that, ultimately, the measure of our wealth is not determined by the balance in our bank accounts but by the quality and depth of the relationships we foster. A rich life is one filled with true friendships, where each friend is an invaluable treasure, a source of joy, wisdom, and strength. Therefore, by striving to be good friends and maintain meaningful relationships, we not only enrich our own lives but also contribute to a more connected, compassionate, and humane world. Principle 17. Always aim to derive benefit from circumstances. Whatever occurs, it is your choice to find value in it or not. These were the words of Epictetus. Thus, it is not merely an option but a necessity to extract the positive from adversity. As long as you possess discernment, you will have the ability to identify opportunities that arise from the challenges you face. Imagine, for instance, that one day you learn of your dismissal from work. Instead of giving in to despair and blaming fate, view this as an opportunity to start that venture you dreamed of while in a less inspiring job. Therefore, make an effort to find the positive aspect in every situation. This attitude, cultivated over a lifetime, will undoubtedly lead you to a more rewarding destiny than simply surrendering to lamentation. This approach, taught by Epictetus, encourages us to transform obstacles into stepping stones for personal and professional growth. Instead of being overwhelmed by adversity, we are inspired to use our creativity and resilience to find alternative routes and hidden opportunities. By adopting this mindset, we not only overcome challenges but also evolve and strengthen ourselves, paving the way for a brighter and more fulfilling future. Principle 18. Drawing inspiration from Stoic teachings, offers a profound perspective on navigating life's uncertainties and challenges. This principle guides us to clearly distinguish between what is and what is not within our control, emphasizing the importance of directing our energy and attention to areas we can influence. Stoic wisdom, as articulated by Epictetus, teaches us that many facets of life, such as others' opinions, our reputation, the final outcome of our efforts, success, and even the availability of resources, are beyond our direct control. These elements, which lie outside our control, can be sources of significant distress and frustration if we expend too much worry on them. The principle invites us to recognize and accept this reality, thereby avoiding the waste of time and emotional energy on issues we cannot change. Instead, Epictetus advises concentrating on improving what we can alter. This includes our actions, decisions, beliefs, and how we respond to life's events. By focusing on these areas, we not only enhance our effectiveness and impact, but also gain a greater sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing we are doing our best within the given circumstances. This principle is especially valuable in times of adversity. In challenging situations, the natural inclination might be to resent or despair over conditions. However, Stoic philosophy encourages us to face these challenges with curiosity and determination, seeing them as opportunities for learning and personal development. Instead of lamenting what we cannot control, we are urged to adapt our approach and attitude, finding ways to progress despite obstacles. In summary, Principle 18 teaches us the art of acceptance and transformation. By accepting what is beyond our control and transforming what is within our reach, we move through life with a greater sense of purpose and tranquility.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to receive great videos every day from the Quotes of Stoic channel. Goodbye and see you again.